Hello friends, the story that I will tell you today has been going around the internet for a while now. People say that it really did happen. Watch till the end. It'll be interesting. There once lived a very poor boy named Cato. He worked odd jobs in order to earn money for school and rent, as well as to help his mother buy groceries. One day when the boy was carrying out his regular routine, Cato became very tired and hungry. He looked inside a bakery which sold delicious pastries that he tasted one time and really liked. He wanted to buy some, so he entered the store. He deserved it after a long day of hard work. He stopped for a second before entering to check how much money he had in his pockets. Cato realized that he had just one coin. His stomach begged for food, but the boy didn't have enough money to even buy the most simple slice of bread. He decided to continue on his way, but the hunger tormented him so much that he decided to do something that made him feel embarrassed and ashamed. The hunger pushed him to ask for food in the neighboring house. For a few minutes, the boy practiced what he was going to say, but when the door opened, he was unable to say the words that he had practiced. When a pleasant young lady opened the door, the boy got nervous and, not knowing what to do, asked for only a glass of water. The strange request surprised the young woman. For some reason, she decided that the boy must be hungry and, instead of a glass of water, gave him a glass of milk and a pastry. After Cato ate the pastry and drank the milk shyly, he asked, "How much do I owe you?" The lady smiled and responded, "You don't owe me anything. My mother taught me to never ask for anything in return for giving help." The boy thanked the woman. When he left her house, he felt physically stronger and his faith in people had grown greatly. This motivated him to keep fighting and working towards his goal. He dreamed of finishing school and of becoming successful in order to help his mom and all the other people that needed it. Many years later, that sweet young lady became seriously ill. The local doctors were very confused because they had never seen such a case before. Unable to help her, they sent her to a large city where the best doctors tested her, but nobody could provide an accurate diagnosis. The young Dr. Cato was the first doctor to be able to identify the source of her problem. His curiosity piqued when he heard the name of the village from which the patient came, so he decided to pay her a visit. Even though the young man had no idea who the sick lady was, he walked towards her room quickly. When he entered the room, he could not believe his eyes. In front of him lay that same woman whom he so often thought about. Of course, she was no longer so young, but she was still just as beautiful. After leaving her room, Cato entered the staff room and said that he would do everything possible to save the woman's life. One evening, when he was already home for the night, Cato received a call from the hospital. The woman got worse. She had a stroke and was on the verge of death. The on-call doctors were able to save her life, but she was still in a lot of danger and she could die at any moment. The doctor got very worried. He could not bear losing that patient. He needed to try every option of saving the woman's life. He visited her the following day. She was hooked up to a lot of machines, her skin was very pale, and her heartbeat was almost impossible to detect. A week had passed and her condition did not improve. Dr. Cato was starting to lose hope. No matter what treatment was prescribed, the woman was not getting even a little bit better. He decided that the time had come to disconnect her from life support, but before doing so, he sat down next to her and told her that he knows just how valuable her life is. He added, no matter who she would have been, he would be obligated to help her in the same way as a young woman who once helped him when he was a little boy. Cato was finishing speaking and was getting ready to leave when he noticed that the woman began to move her fingers. She showed him that all hope was not yet lost. A few weeks had passed and she finally gave a sign that she did not want to die. She really wanted to live and had no intention of giving up. The doctor smiled and left the room. He could do it. He could save her. Another week had passed and the hospital's senior doctor said that she should be disconnected from life support. She could not be saved. Her chances of waking up were less than 1%, and the life support machines were costing the hospital a fortune. Dr. Cato begged his superior not to do it and to give him one final chance. He promised him that she would wake up in a few days, even though he knew that it was unlikely to happen. This did, however, buy him some more time. The head doctor agreed to give him one last chance. It was all or nothing. A miracle happened a few hours later. After a long battle, the war was won. The doctor was able to cure her. In 2 more weeks, the woman recovered fully. When she was getting discharged, Dr. Cato asked the staff to show him her hospital bill. The bill was huge. But the man smiled slightly and wrote something on the receipt and asked for it to be taken to the patient's room. One of the nurses gave the woman her bill. The woman was very scared to look at the total amount because she did not have a lot of money. The bill was probably so huge that she would be paying it off for the rest of her life. Finally, the woman mustered up enough courage to look at the bill. Right away, she noticed something strange. The end of the bill read, "Paid for by a glass of milk and a pastry. Sincerely, Dr. Cato." She could not believe it. The doctor turned out to be the little boy who once knocked on her door asking for a glass of water. The woman began to cry. A seemingly insignificant act can change a person's life and motivate him or her to achieve his or her goal. If the woman had not helped the boy in this difficult situation, it is likely that he never would have become a doctor that saved her life. Well, that's all for today. If you like this story, make sure to share it with your family and friends. We'll see you next time.